Freestyle session.
Looking at the trapezius, I'm sure you'll find it. It originates from the occipital linea, ligamentum nuchae, C7 to T12 of the spine, and the nuchal line inserts on the clavicle of the scapula's acromion, and the part we call the spine onto dorsiflatissimus. Origin is the iliac crest spine, T7 to L5 inserts on the bicipital groove of the humerus. I ain't playing with y'all know that I ain't new to this. Rhomboid major originates T2 to T5 inserts on the scapula too, while the minor on the other hand comes from C7 to T1 inserts on the scapula. It takes a third while the major takes up 2. Levator scapula transverse C1 to C4 inserts on the medial border of the scapula, bringing them up to the Lord. I'm just trying to hit you with some nice little muscles you have never heard of before. Serratus muscles both on the diamond in the back. Super comes from C7 to T3 inserts on the rib 2 through 5. That's why I'm rhyming on the track. Inferior comes from T11 to L2 inserts on ribs 8 through 12, dude. Intercostal T2 to T5, T9 to T12 innervate them very well, fool. Splenius cervicis origin T4 to T6 inserts on C1 to C4, while capitis origin ligamentum nuchae T1 to T4 inserts on the nuchal line and the mastoid process we haven't mentioned before. Oh my goodness gracious. This is sick, kid. Iliocondylis lumborum originates from the iliac sacrum T11 L5 inserts on the bottom 6 ribs. Thoracic origin bottom 6 inserts on the upper 6 dick. Cervicis origin ribs 4 through 6 inserts on the cervical verts of the same main. Dorsal rami make all of the deep muscles in the back do the dang thing, do the dang thing. Longissimus muscles start on the vertebrae below the ones for which they're named and insert on the group above it, which are so glad they came. And capitis, however, is the bad boy, originating from the thoracic, inserting on the mastoid. Spinalis muscles follow the exact same rules the longissimi is on, but wait a minute, capitis is something different. It inserts on the occipital bone. Semispinalis go out of rule, but originate transversely from T12. Insert on the spinous 6 segments above. Now how about that for some details? I'm trying to permanently mount this in your brain like a hammer hitting 3 nails. Multifidus is a hot mess. Comes from the ilium, sacrum, transverse, lumbar, thoracic, also cervical, articular process. They insert on the spine 2 to 5 segments superior. Rotatories have a very unique appearance, bruh, starting from the sacrum all the way up to the cervical. They go brevis the longest from the transverse to the spine, just like a bunch of hurdles do. Now let's move on to the suboccipital tri. Rectus, capitis, major and minor go from the axis and atlas to the lateral, medial, inferior, nuchal line. Oblique super run to the occiput from the transverse of the atlas, while inferior comes from the spine of the axis, but it only goes to the transverse above it cause it doesn't have the equal status. Suboccipital triangle is innervated by the suboccipital nerve. Now it's time to hit repeat on this song to learn about all of the muscles that this kid just listed and has observed. So why don't you just go ahead and replay this one, cause the list of muscles that we supposed to learn now is done.